We know how you talk about us. Why you with that black guy? Your kids are gonna be dark. Don't let that beg in my house. We see the hate, but we don't share that same hate for you. Hell, we don't even hate white people. We just don't fuck with racists. If you ask most black people what they want, they'll just say equality and to be left alone. But even when we're minding our own business, we start our own banks, we get our own neighborhoods, we build our own cities, the good old boys come and burn it down.
Why are Latinos asking black people to join them in the protest? But last month, black people asked Latinos to stop saying the N-word because black people find it disrespectful when Latinos say the N-word. And Latinos were so offended that they started disrespecting the black community. And I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this, but I want to say something. If you've been following me for a while or have gone through my videos recently, you see that I'm constantly pushing for unity between communities. Majority of the black people in the comments are stating how they get a lot of disrespect from the Latinos, and majority of the Latinos in my comments are actually really disrespectful to the black community. And I've been pushing for unity because these protests are not where we're going to unite. There's something bigger to come where we need that unity. And something that I've been noticing during these protests is a lot of Latinos are asking the black community for help. And when the black community states how they don't want to, or they don't feel like they should, Latinos are disrespecting them with racial slurs. There's a video circulating on the internet where a Latina is yelling the N-word in a very derogatory form to a black police officer. How is that helping our cause when we're asking the black community to join us? There's videos on the internet where the comment section is full of hate from Latinos to black people because the black community doesn't want to join us on the protest. And while sure, I agree that this is everybody's fight, Latinos, we need to take responsibility and acknowledge that the fact that this is our fault. I find it very ghetto and disrespectful for us to be saying the N-word. I find it very disrespectful for us to be even saying the M word, that stands for Beatles in Spanish. And while I am going to have a lot of people in the comments saying that this is all politics and about the Latinos for Trump BS, this has nothing to do with politics because it is before Trump took office. We were put against each other back in the 1970s and the 1980s. And we're a product of that now because it was our parents that were put against one another. Why? Must I remind you that back in the 1960s when we were all united, we actually got things done, like the Civil Rights Act movement. Latinos tend to forget that black people, the black community, were out protesting for field worker rights, immigration rights with us. And the black community tends to forget that there were Latinos marching with Martin Luther King Jr. down to the point that we do have a statue for MLK in Mexico because MLK was a huge impact in the Latino community. And while I do not agree with Cesar Chavez and the stuff that he did to the immigrants in the United States, Cesar Chavez, amongst many other Latinos, were marching with MLK. Black Panthers were protecting Mexicans, while Black Panthers also helped start the Brown Berets. We have a lot of history together, and this is why divided we stay conquered, because together we get things done. So no, I'm not asking the black community to come out and march with us, to protest with us, because this is something small compared to whatever is about to come. I'm asking the Latino and the black community to take accountability for whatever we have going on and start asking yourselves, why have we been put against each other? And why have some of us actually gone along with the way that they want us against each other? Why is there hate amongst each other when we've done nothing but unite in the past and get things done? Where does this hate come from? I've had my fair share of experiences with racist people in the past, but those people do not define the communities that they come from for me. There's always going to be racists within each community. So to my fellow Latinos, we've needed unity for a long time from other communities, and now we're reaping the consequences of us being hateful towards other communities. We even have hate within ourselves. And until we take accountability and change that, no one's going to come out to our rescue. Food for thought.
Is that the level of retardation that Latinos have going on in their own community definitely outmatches yours in the way that, yes, Latino culture is racist by nature. And so it's not just a racism thing against you, it's a racism against ourselves. And we do ourselves worse than we do y'all. It's like this. I want you to imagine that in your community, light skins actually made an actual effort to keep dark skins down on purpose.
Where are the black people when we need them with their help? With the whole Latino thing going on with the Darling document, and that triggered all the black community. So now there's a bunch of videos saying a bunch of crap against Mexicans. They go, here we go again. The black community is mad because we're asking for their help. Instead of responding in a good way, they're really bashing us, bashing Mexicans. And saying,
I do have something to say first. This is my humble opinion. I think where we go wrong is that we ask for their help, personally. And let me elaborate. I don't think that we as brown people should be asking another race of people to help us. I think if another race of people want to help voluntarily, then that's that. I'm gonna give you a great example. I've had a black woman, Latina, but black, right? Who is more involved in the Latino community than the black community. As a black woman, but from Latin America. So much so that before Donald Trump was elected, she reached out to me and said, Ricardo, you have a lot of black people that listen to you. Can you please talk to them to help us Latinos? She's black. She's telling a Mexican guy, can you please talk to your overwhelming black audience to help us Latinos? I'm like, you're black. But you see, this is how these kind of terminologies have kind of ruined us a little bit. That in the case of like black Latinos, if you will, they're so busy, and I mean this with all due respect to the black Latinos, they're so busy trying to be Latinos that they forget about black people. And they're black. From my observation, to the point where a black woman is asking me, and she's got a large following, but she has been using her following to be involved in the Latino community. And she has to ask me, and this is what I told her though. This is what I said. I said, I will not do that. I will not ask black people to help us at all, actually. And what was disrespectful the most was when I saw that over 60% of Latinos voted for Trump.
Yeah, so I didn't even know that until last week. I said, what?
Check this out. So you mean to tell me our own community voted mostly for Trump, and we want another race of people to help us? That's why black people are offended.
Yeah.
It's like I've heard it all the time. Black people themselves tell me, we voted for Kamala. You want our help? You need to convince your people to help you first. So now imagine black people from the outside looking in, 60-something% of Latinos voted for Trump, and here comes the Latinos asking for their help. That's disrespectful, man. Of course. Go ahead, China.
And that's what I wanted to touch on, because as I stated before, like in the Afro Latino conversation that we had, I find my community not with Latinos.
Uh-huh.
I am part of the 92% that voted for Kamala. Okay. The reason why we say enough, help yourself, is because the elections really did show us that we were alone.
Yep.
It's the sentiment that we really fight for everybody and nobody fights for us. And that's why when they look around, they say, oh, well, we're all the black people. Do you see them protests, the little parades that people were having, protesting? Why do you think they were so peaceful? Why do you think they weren't, the police weren't out there in anti-riot gear and militarized police wasn't out there? We're not using our bodies as human shields for people anymore. When the George Floyd protests happened, I was in Seattle and I was out there. Everything was peaceful until the agents of chaos came in, and they started tear gassing us. Like I'm telling you, como perro no trataban.
Yeah.
When all we want is the right to live, the right to exist. Don't kill us. We saw things for what they really were in the elections.
Yeah.
We're
And
done.
you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. Yes, I agree. We did. But I saw it before the elections, to be honest with you. I saw it before it.
Yeah, I did
Of
too.
course.
I did
I didn't see
too.
that. I didn't need the elections. I didn't need to see 60% Latino for. I didn't. I've been seeing this my whole life. My whole life. And I've always told people, the black and brown people that come into my chat way before the elections, y'all pay attention to who comes over here and attack me when I address white tea people. It's Latinos. Latinos get mad when I address white tea people. All the people that got my back in the comment section are black people. When I'm addressing white tea supremacy, all the Latinos come in here, oh, you're a hater. Woo. I don't need the election thing to show me anything. I've seen it not only here in the chat. I've seen it my whole life growing up. Latinos, bro, are some self-hating motherfuckers.
Okay, the idea that Latinos believe they are the new whites is a provocative generalization that oversimplifies a complex and diverse set of social, cultural, and political dynamics. In the past, groups like the Irish, the Italians were once racialized as non white, but eventually integrated into the white identity over generations. Some scholars and commentators explore whether some Latinos, especially those who are lighter skinned or more assimilated, may be following a similar path. Some Latinos navigate identity in ways that involve proximity to whiteness, whether through racial self identification, political alignment, or assimilation, while others actively resist the framing. So the question still remains: are Latinos considering themselves the new white?
You guys forget that 46% of all eligible Latino voters voted for Donald Trump in the 2024 presidential election. Or how about the fact that racism, anti-blackness, colorism, all of these things are still very much pervasive in our communities? Bro, Latinos haven't even reconciled with the fact that they can't use the N-word unless they're also black themselves, because Afro-Latinos exist. Oh, and if we're talking about Miami, oof, you'll see the whitest MAGA Latinos be like, bro, but I grew up in the hood. I grew up around black people. In Overtown or in Liberty City, I could say it, bro. No one's going to stop me from saying it. It's my right. I'm not racist. I have a black friend. We haven't even gotten over that. And we want black people to go to protests with us, to engage in activism with us, putting their lives, their freedom, their bodies on the line? No. I completely understand any black person that wants to just disengage, disregard us. I get it, guys. I really, really do. And we, as Latinos, as a collective, should not be harboring resentment against black people, criticizing them, getting angry at them, questioning them. No. Because we've earned this. They are completely justified in feeling the way they feel and doing what they're doing. Now, I would like to give a message to the black folks watching this video. You are completely justified in your feelings and in doing what you're doing, and I respect it. But please remember that black folks are also being affected by this persecution of undocumented migrants. And I feel like that's not talked about enough either. Here, Miami, Florida is the best example. Haitians, Jamaicans, Bahamians, Afro-Cubans, Afro-Hondurans, Garifunas, black people from all over Latin America and all over the world, Africans, just so many black people that are also undocumented that are really being affected by the persecution of this administration. And of course, much like any other entity in space, black folks in immigration detention centers, in the immigration system, are treated worse than their white, Latino, Asian counterparts. So it's really important to acknowledge that and just let you guys know. But yeah, Latinos, we need to tighten up. If you guys want the support of the black community, then earn it. Demonstrate that we can solve these issues of racism in our own communities, and please stop saying the N-word. If you're not black, don't say the N-word. It's really simple, actually.
You know, I typically don't get involved in all this race baiting. I really don't. But I am so sick of hearing Latinos asking black people why we're not out there helping. So, first and foremost, let's look up at the comment up here in the corner. Let's look at that. Did you see the comment? That's why we're not helping. Because even in the midst of this whole atrocity that's happening against your people are still finding time to belittle black people. Why? Because they still believe in the delusion in that proximity to whiteness. Now, the second thing, I noticed what you said is, in this time, we are making it about ourselves. Now, let's think about that. You know, the fact that you even said that is another key reason why we are not out there helping. Because the fact that you can dismiss our experience here and the experience that our people suffer so that you can even be here in the first place, that's why we're not helping. You're not an ally. You're not an ally. It's just convenient for you to be saying this right now. I tell you what, as a black person growing up, you know what our families told us? They said one thing. They were so wise. Our people so wise. This is what they said. Sweep around your own front door before you sweep around mine. That's what you all need to do. Go talk to your people and tell them to stop making those little comments and getting on here saying things like, well, they're deporting us, so maybe there's no reason you can't get a job now. We won't see any more people on the corners begging for money. How about you go talk to your people? Leave us alone. We're sick of it. You know, I have Latino fatigue right now. And the constant threats that we're going to be next. Listen, we ain't going nowhere. We're the people of this land. We are Americans. We are not going anywhere, number one. And then we're going to be next. It has always been us. So for you to say it's not about us, it's always about us, and it will always be about us. Now, we're enjoying our little bit of a break that we're getting. But when they come back, it's going to be back to business as usual. This is nothing we have never experienced before. We're used to it. Now, you guys are getting a dose of what we've been dealing with since the inception of the US of A. And the fact that you are actually dealing with what we've been dealing with since the inception of the USA, the cruelty that our people have dealt with and that we are still dealing with on an everyday basis. And in the midst of that, you can say we're making it about us and it's not about us. The fact that you can say that is problematic, because that means that you have no real empathy for our plight here in America. You just want us to help you because it's convenient. Bottom line is this, young lady. When we were supposed to stand up, we did. We stood up in the polls. We're not coming out there on the front line so we can get slaughtered and thrown in jail for you guys, because once you get free and out from up under all of this, y'all not gonna fool with us. Y'all don't fool with us now. So don't try it. Stop it. Just stop it. Oh, I'm so Latino fatigued right now with all this. Jesus.